In this video, we'll look at the data object field settings and the options you have available when creating your fields inside Macanta. So I'll head over to Admin and I go to the Data Object Builder, and we go for Macanta installs here as an example. So I'm just going to skip ahead to the fields because we deal in another video with how you build a data object type. So let's just go for this field here, or actually I'll go here for a random one and I can then edit it as I need to. So you have the option to add the field name. You then have the option to set the section and subsection and all those details. You've got a placeholder, so there you can have a default value, so whenever a data object is created there's a default value in this particular field. Do we want a heading above the field? And that's just to highlight subsection or sections within subsections actually. You've got helper text that you can add onto the interface, so that at that field you've got the question mark and you can then give instructions to the team on what that actually is for. So then we've got what type of field is it. So text is just a plain text field, short text, generally one line of text. Text area would be where you want to then have more of a paragraph, more extended text. Whole number holds whole numbers. Decimal numbers allows for decimal numbers. Email and password. And then your select, radio and checkbox, they're just your different multi-select or single select options. So a select field is a drop down, you can only choose one value. Radio button shows you multiple values but you can only choose one, and then checkbox you can choose multiple. So if we have a look here, I can go in here and say option 1 and option 2, option 3, and I can move those around should I need to. And those are now my options, and that'll give me a drop down and I can choose. If I then move to radio button, then it'll show me all three options and I can only choose one. Or if I go to a checkbox, it'll show me all three and then I can choose one or all or many of them. So that's the difference between those three. Then you've got a date field, which is just date. You've got a date time field. You've got a URL field, which if there's a value in the field, a little link icon will show on the interface, so you can just one click into that URL. And then we've got the data reference, which allows you to link different data object types and pieces of information together. But there's a separate video that covers all the detail for that. And then the last settings we've got is you can say whether a field is required or not, whether it is contact specific or not. The best way to think about contact specific fields is if you and I and a couple of other people go on holiday, we will have the same airport, same departure time, same arrival time, same flight number, but we'll each have a different seat number. So what this allows you to do on the interface is to save multiple values for the different connected and related contacts in one field, so that you don't have to have a data object per. So I'll show you what that looks like on the interface in a moment. And then you've got the option to set a divider after the field. Again, just a way for you to control the layout. But if I come out of this, I won't save any of that. And if I go here, I can just quickly show you what that contact specific field does. So that here you can see contact specific field. We've got this information here, and I can then click on here and it'll then show me if there were values for any of the contacts related, it would show their individual values. Now this is all blank because it's just a test, but that's the details that you would have in there. So those are your field type options for the object builder.